What's going on, guys? I'm David Fernandez, and today's topic is going to be about life in the US as an immigrant. So, I've been living in the US for approximately 6 years now. I came when I was very young, at the age of 17, studied English, went to college, graduated, and I've been working for a couple of years now. So, I believe that this video is going to be for two different people, right? So, number one is going to be for you, the immigrant, you that you're alone, that you decided to come to this country without your family, your culture, your food, and you came to the unknown to better yourself and adventure and take a enjoy things that you didn't even know that exist. And hopefully you can relate to this, and hopefully it can help you feel better, or that you're not by yourself, because it's very common what I'm about to talk, about to talk. Ugh. What I'm about to talk as an immigrant. So, and number two is for Americans, or people that were born and raised here in the U.S. So, if you happen to be born and raised here, and you of course are pretty familiar with the culture and the food, the language, and college life and a bunch of stuff, then I think this is a very fruitful video for you, because this is a different viewpoint from what been taught and lived here in the U.S. So, well, I think number one is that one of the things that when you are an immigrant and you have to go through, and I think Americans too, to a certain extent, is being alone. And well, of course, there's many reasons why, right? I mean, if I was from Venezuela, and when I came to the U.S., I thank God that I actually had a few family members here, and they really helped me out a lot. My uncle, my aunt Blanca and Romulo, shout out to you. You were by far one of the key things that helped me to establish here in the U.S. Also, my cousins, my three cousins that I had here that I love them. It's been really, really helpful. But I have to go through college by myself. I had to learn the language. Have to figure things out by myself. I didn't have my mom or dad to spoil me or anything. Besides, just give me a little bit of stipend for probably $300 a month. That's literally nothing. Especially when you have to pay, bus ticket and a bunch of stuff and kind of food every now and then. So, anyways, being an immigrant, you have to go through a lot of loneliness and a lot of solitude, and that's okay. I mean, I feel that makes you stronger, because then you realize that how fortunate and how valuable things are, and no matter how small they are. So I remember when I was in college, I didn't have enough money, and it was kind of hard for me sometimes to even buy soap, or to, I don't know, have some shampoo, or have some good towel, or I was very broke, and I really needed to figure things out, and I didn't even have a credit card to even spend anything. So I had to really bust my ass throughout my entire college career, and that made me appreciate the very little things that I had, such as clothes, or having enough wax here so I can comb my hair and just maybe look better than not having it. So I think that's very important, and when you're an immigrant, you appreciate it. You don't take things for granted. And when you happen to be born and raised in a country, that where you have your family, and hopefully you do, and hopefully they're helping you, is that you don't take things for granted, so you don't really work the way you're supposed to earn things. And in the long run, I feel that that's gonna be an impediment, and it's gonna be a kind of a pitfall, I would call it, but it's not gonna play for your advantage. So, and if you happen to be an immigrant, an American, then I believe that you should be really, really grateful. And if you are, great for you. I think that's a great thing that you should have, and that you should appreciate things, and especially people that are surround you. And if you are an immigrant, once again, like I said before, just understand that this is a process, and it takes time to make friends. It takes time to adapt to a new culture. It takes time to get a good job, to get familiar with the industry, the market. When I mean time, it takes a lot of years. I mean, this is not a few months. And if you actually happen to figure things out in a few months, good for you. But most of us, including me, we didn't do it that way. I mean, my second year was rough, man. Oh man, it was. So this is one story that I can tell you. So when I came my first year here in Michigan, Ann Arbor, by the way, go blue, I didn't have enough money to buy things. So one of the things that I used to do, and this was for probably 6 to 8 months, my very first 6 to 8 months, I didn't have enough money to buy food. and or to drink something. And what I would do right after class, I was living 45 minutes away from where I was taking English classes, and in, you know, instead of me going back and forth, or having to go like an hour and a half going back and forth twice a day, what I decided to do is, like, right after class, I would go to a Starbucks, and what I would do is I would ask for a glass of water and just empty, dump it somewhere, usually the bathroom, and I would put milk and cocoa, or any other vanilla things, like one of those things that you have on the Starbucks dispense, like the things that you can put on the coffee, for you to, like, make it taste better. Well, I took that, and I would put that up with a lot of milk and a lot of cocoa and sugar, and refill it. And sometimes students and guys and girls would look at me like, and that was embarrassing. But I was really hungry, and I didn't have enough money. And I also remember too, that I would go to a place called Cherry Republic. By the way, that if you guys are watching this, hopefully one day you will. And I'm thanking you a lot, because when I was studying English, and I was really hungry, because milk doesn't is not really food. So what I would do is I would go to Cherry Republic, which is like a cherry store about different sweets, and jelly, and snacks, and that bunch of stuff. And I would just go inside, because they had free samples. So every time, almost every day, I would just go. I would put a hoodie. I would just, like, cover myself up, kind of trying to avoid the counter, and I wouldn't even eat it. I would just, like, grab, like, a bunch of different sweets, and put it in my hand, and just, like, put it in my pocket, and just keep doing it until, like, they didn't see me, and then just leave. And then I would just I feel kind of embarrassed, man, but I was struggling, man. It wasn't easy. It was. Now I'm laughing, but man, back in those days, I was bawling. There were days that I was crying. There were days that I was on bed. Like, thank God, like, this is an amazing bed that I have now, as you guys can see. But back then, man, it was. I just, when I was on bed, I just wanted to be home, and I just wanted to be back home. But I just decided not to quit, and not to quit, and really work hard and do everything I can, so that I can, do what I'm supposed to do, which is, better myself, and work on my career, and do what's right. So that's kind of my story when I came to the U.S. And even though I'm giving you a kind of a rough summary of it, I feel that if you're doing something, if you're going through something pretty, rough, and you feel like you're alone, and that it's not fair, and that you feel like things are just going all at you at once, and, like, you don't have any hope, and you're the unluckiest person that you've ever met or known. Well, two things. I think number one, there's people that are worse than you, and you should be grateful for wherever situation you are. There's people way worse than you, and you should be thankful, because you're not one of them. Because most of the people that are actually in the worst situations, they didn't deserve it. I think that's number one. And number two is, remember that it's a process and it takes time, but if you do the little things every day, eventually you're gonna end up having what you really wanted. And that's number two. And I think that for Americans especially, I happen to have a lot of American friends, and I really love the culture. If you're still watching this video, I want you to also realize that you are really, really fortunate, to have what you have. I mean, if you're working, if you're in college, if you happen to have a job, if you happen to, enjoy food at the restaurant, or just go out, or maybe go on vacation for a couple days or one weekend, or you happen to even have a car, man. I didn't have a car for 5 years, man, and that was rough. That was rough because I couldn't even do an internship, because where I was studying, it was all highways, and there wasn't bus, and to me to take a lift back and forth, that would cost me like $25 to $30 a day, and I just said I just can't do the internship. I mean, it makes no sense to me. I spend more money that I make just going back and forth, since it's an internship, and internships don't pay anything. So if you're American, and if you having a rough time, if you're alone, and if you think that things are not going the way you want, I mean, I'm talking in general though. I mean, I know there are specific cases where it's rough, man. But I just can tell you that, be grateful for what you have, and just remember that, you're not by yourself. You're not the only one. And being an immigrant is a great thing. If you have the chance to go to a different country, please go and do it. It is gonna be by far one of the best decisions that you ever made, hands down. So I think this is the end of the vlog. I really wanted to do this video, and this is one of my first videos, if not the first. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna upload this video as my first one or second or third. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate your time, your 10 minutes and a half. And we'll hope you have a wonderful night. And if you feel like you want to share something, put it down in the comments. Please press the like button. It would help me a lot to to make my dreams come true about this particular channel. I really wanted to provide value with my experiences and really help you somehow in your life and your journey. And because I'm in my journey too, I'm figuring things out, and I'm just doing everything I can so that things can work out the best way possible. So thank you so much for watching once again, and hope you have a good night. Bye bye.